Hello po. So yung lesson po natin will be of two parts. Ito po lesson about yung evangelical heritage of the Conservative Baptist. At nakita natin last meeting is nag-discuss tayo ng history, no? How ano yung bari yung first session pala yun. Yung history, how we can see that the Baptists were connected with the or began, no? Within the Anglican movement. And so, ito yung definition ng evangelical that I presented before for um, for the sake of being consistent. No? I will read it once again here. The term evangelical church, any of the classical Protestant churches or their offshoots, but especially since the late 20th century, churches that stress the preaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ, personal conversion experiences, scripture as the sole basis for faith, and active evangelism. At ito ay from yung definition ng evangelism coming from Zondervan Academic. Evangelism comes from the ancient Greek noun evangelion, meaning good news or glad tidings. And the verb evangelizomai, meaning to bring or announce good news. It translates to the act of spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. So, you see, yung evangelical at saka yung evangelism and yung verb na evangelize, they are connected. In other words, yung local churches that merong passion for evangelism are described as evangelical. At what's interesting, sa lesson natin tonight about affirmations and denials, no? We will see na isa sa binibigang pansin with regards po sa yung marami, I would use the word marami. Maraming concepts na makikita natin within sa lesson natin about affirmations and denials is nakafocus sa Pentecostal church. Okay? So, ang pinakita ko po dito that ang Pentecostal church at ang Baptist, no, they both come from the parent tradition, which is the Church of England. No? Unlike sa Dutch Reform o kaya yung which is also called yung present day na Presbyterian, no? Na pinasimulan ni John Knox from yung how it was developed sa Church of Scotland, no? And of course yung Lutheran, no? So looking at the chart, focusing on yun sa Puritan at saka yung Methodist, no? Na Wesleyan. So both came from the Church of England. Both were products of the Reformation. So itong Puritans, sila ang naging predecessor ng American Baptist. Okay? At siguro not enough yung term kasi pati yung Baptists sa Europe, no? May mga Baptist din sa Europe, pero binibigyan natin ng pansin yung trajectory that the North American Baptist Convention, or let's say the American to include yung bago nahati ang Northern Baptist at saka yung Southern Baptist, they were the strand na pinanggalingan ng Conservative Baptist. Now looking at the 1, 2, 3, fourth column, yung Methodist also came from the Church of England. At itong Methodist, they were also product of the Reformation movement. So there is a question, anong pinagkaiba nila? Ang Methodists, ang kagustuhan ng Methodists, they were the sect within the Anglicans na gusto nilang i-reform, okay? Gusto nilang i-reform ang Church of England. Ang Puritan, ang understanding ng Puritans, hindi raw kaya. Hindi kayang i-reform ang Church of England, kaya ang naging decision nila ay bumukod. Okay? At doon sa Methodist, no? Sa sa sabihin natin yung mga prominent person si John Wesley, no? At ang kanyang kapatid na si Charles Wesley na naka-focus naman pag-compose naman ng songs. Nagkaroon ng ano rin ng uh, um, period ng naging siguro similar ito doon sa Pietist, no? Within the Methodists, merong bumukod na holiness movement. At itong holiness movement, sila yung naging daan sa pagkakaroon ng Pentecostal church. Okay? At yung Pentecostal, nag-develop pa siya sa Neo-Pentecostal. No? So, ang dami nating terms na dinidiscuss dito, pero hindi ko masyadong mabibigyan ng diin isa-isa. Ang ipinapakita ko lang sa inyo is that ang binibigyan ng pansin sa affirmation and denials ang Pentecostalism, pero no, not to neglect na ang dami marami pa lang mga doctrines na pinapaniwalaan ng dalawang grupong to. Okay? So, shared doctrinal beliefs ng Baptist at saka Pentecostals, no, in a way to help us understand, no, yung similarity. For example, yung Trinity, the doctrine of the Trinity, no, and then the deity and humanity of Jesus Christ, maging yung authority and inspiration of the scriptures. So I believe that was already developed within the Church of England, pero mas na-strengthen sa ano, no, dun sa Baptist faith at saka sa Pentecostal faith. And then parehong they agree that there is salvation by grace through faith. However, merong yung with regards dun sa Calvinist doctrine at saka sa Arminian doctrine, no? Pareho naman kahit may mga Baptist na Arminian, no? So hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na ang mga Pentecostals are Arminians. Although meron talaga. Kasi ang organization kagaya ng Church of God, no, na nag-start sa Cleveland, Tennessee, ay naniniwala rin sila na ano, na may or again I could not speak for all of them, no. Pero generally speaking, they are Calvinists, no. No, yung understanding ng salvation. And then, of course, hindi yung papasok lang ng simbahan. There is also the need for personal conversion. Yung makikita talaga yung tunay na pagbabago doon sa mananampalataya. And then on Christology, shared between the two groups, yung substitutionary atonement of Christ. Maging yung bodily resurrection na si Jesus nung nag-resurrect, hindi siya phantom, kung hindi sa yung katawan ni yung human body ni Jesus ay kasama sa nabuhay na muli. And then of course he ascended dun sa Acts chapter 1 at saka he is now presently interceding for the believers. So yun po na nakalagay sa Hebrews, sa Book of Hebrews, kung saan naka-describe si Jesus as the intercessor, no? Yung high priest, yung ating high priest, no? Na eternal high priest to be more precise, no? And then yung second coming, both Baptists and Pentecostals believe in the second coming, no? And then on the church, on ecclesiology, interesting, no? Kasi pati ang Pentecostals also hold to the autonomy of the local church, no? But okay, tingnan muna natin isa-isa. Una, yung believers baptism, okay? At as far as I am aware, yung mga Pentecostals na kilala ko, ang baptism din nila ay immersion, no? Yung nakalubog din. And then their understanding of the Lord's Supper, no? At nilagay ko dito yung doctrine of consubstantiation to distinguish dun sa Roman Catholic understanding na transubstantiation, no? Ang transubstantiation, ang meaning niya para sa mga Roman Catholics, no? Yung yung hostia at saka yung ano, yung alak, no? Na ginagamit, pag ito ay tinataas in dedication, nagiging actual body siya, okay? Nagiging actual ano by way of yung ano yata yon, yung um kanina bang ano yun? Kanina pang sino ba to? Platonic yata, no? Platonic philosophy, yung understanding na yon. Pero sa atin ay kasama ang mga Pentecostals ang consubstantiation, na meaning ang binibigyan natin din dito yung memory, okay? Yung memory. Yung yung bread, yung unleavened bread at saka yung ano, yung kung juice man yon or whatever na ginagamit natin or red wine, no? Hindi siya nagiging actual ano, body and blood. Pero I do not need to explain that further eh. Alam na yan ng mga manggagawa na naririto. And of course, it is expected yung Christian living, 'di ba? Na ang as believers, tinalakuran ng mga members sa church ang kasalanan, tinalakuran, okay? At namumuhay ng may kabanalan, which is very important. At ganun din yung ano, yung priesthood of all believers, no? So hindi yung kagaya ng siyempre merong mga ano, may mga pastor tayo na nag-aaral sa seminary. Pero generally speaking, ang isang believer, pwede siya mag-pray directly kay Jesus, no? Pwede rin siya na magbasa ng Bible kung saan kakausapin siya ng Diyos sa pamamagitan ng Bible. So ano, siguro sapat na 'yon to describe it na yung that the believer can directly pray to God, no? And then yung Great Commission mandate, which is also an important or a key doctrine ng ano Pentecostals, together with the Baptist, yung Great Commission mandate. At sinabi ko nga yung autonomy of the local church, no? Kaya hindi ito pang ano, no, yung idea, kasi kahit sa Baptist, mga kapatid, may mga Baptist na churches, pag lumalabas sila sa fellowship, nag-i-independent sila, okay? Nag-i-independent, no? Sa Pentecostals ganun din. Pag sabihin natin hindi yung congregation hindi nagustuhan yung mga issues or politics within their organization, nag-i-independent sila. So kaya ko to binabanggit, no? May mga independent churches tayo, okay? Nagaling sa ganitong background, at dahil nga napapractice na nila yung autonomy of the local church, noon pa man nung kasama sila sa fellowship ng Baptist o kasama sila ng fellowship ng Pentecostal. Kaya yung pagbukod nila, no? Hindi nagiging mahirap sa kanila yung transition to become an independent church. Okay? And then on eschatology, makita natin yung sorry. May kulang ako dito, sorry ha. May kulang ako dito eh. Yung ano, hindi yung sa second coming, kaya lang. So, yung shared doctrine of both Baptist at Pentecostals adhere to the final judgment, yung ano yung Great White Throne Judgment, and even yung understanding ng heaven and hell, yung final destiny ng ano, no, ng mga saved at saka ng mga condemned. At ito many. When I say many, no, ang makakapag-prove niyang understanding ng many, tayo dito. If you believe that you are ano, no, dispensational, believing in the concept of rapture before tribulation at saka yung millenniarism, okay? So, ang summary po ng ating pong itong first segment na 'to, na these shared convictions explain why Baptists and Pentecostals often cooperate in evangelism, missions, Bible translation, disaster relief, and other gospel ministries. It is important to see our common convictions that unite us within the universal church before we deal with the affirmations and denials. Okay. So, sana nakatulong yung ano, no, yung parallels na ito, no, before we go over dun sa next part.